Hello learners, I welcome you all to Dr. Diva Patil Vidyapeeth Pune. Today we are going to cover unit number 1 of course code OMBAIML 306 and OMBBA 306, and the title of the course is R Programming for Data Visualization and for Data Analysis. Okay, so let me share you my screen. Is the screen is visible to everyone? Yes. Is the screen is visible to everyone? Okay, so here we go with the unit number 1, and the title of the unit is Preliminaries and Introduction to R. Now, before we proceed further, as you all know that you have enrolled for MBA specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning, as well as this course is also common in business analytics. Now, you might be surprised that why these two courses are just having a common subject. Now, the thing is that because R is a programming language, as well as R also provides also facilitates statistical computing. Clear? So this is why it is the part of artificial intelligence, machine learning, as well as of business analytics also. Clear? So here we go with our first unit. Now, introduction to R programming. As we all know that R is a programming language, but the thing is R is an interpreted programming language. Interpreted means that it will interpret the statement, which means line by line execution will be done by R. Okay. Earlier, if I talk about C, C++, these programming languages were having compilers as translator. Why? Because compiler read the complete block of code and completely translates that block of code at a time. But talking about interpreter, interpreter is also a translator. Okay. So R requires interpreter, translator for line by line execution. Okay, in the whole program, after you code the complete program, what you are supposed to do is you have to execute each line. Okay, and if you want, you can also execute the block of code. Okay, so now what is the utility of R? Why we are offering R in the course curriculum? So the very first reason is it is in demand. Second reason is it provides, generally R is used for statistical inferences like linear and non-linear modeling, classical statistical test, time series analysis, classification and clustering. Apart from that, R can also work with machine learning algorithm. We can also do analysis on data, on the data sets using R. And the very good thing about R is that it also provides a very good pictorial representation of data. Clear? So R is basically a statistical and as well as a programming language. Clear? So even if your background is from non-IT stuff, it's completely fine. Even if your background is non-IT, it's fine. I will let you know. I will show you the practical implementation in R so that it would be easy. And if you have any doubt regarding the programming stuff, you can ask me. Clear? Although I will try my best to so that all your doubts will be sorted. Clear? Okay, just hold on. Okay. Next, coming to the features of R. R is a open source, of course. There is no need of license, or there is no need to buy or purchase R interface. Okay, because to write any of the programming language, you are supposed to write it at some place. Okay, that some place is known as environment, and technically that some place, that environment is known as interface. Clear? So to write a code for R programming, okay, you are not supposed to buy anything which is licensed. Okay, because R is open source, which is free to everyone. Anyone can download it. Next is strong graphical capabilities. Yes, R is generally used for graphical to view the pictorial representation of the data. Okay, because R is a statistical programming language, so it has a wide range of packages for statistics, for machine learning algorithm, for data processing, data pre-processing, then data analysis and visual representation. Clear? Because R is used, our programming language is an open source, so the community which is offering R as an open source is very active community. Okay, they add some improvements to the R codes for the R interface. Okay, next is you can program in a very comprehensive environment which will be easily understood. I will show you how the environment of R looks like. And R also supports distributed computing. Distributed computing means that from different location people can access it. Okay, this is what the distributed computing is. Okay, so that was all about features of R. That was all about the introduction of R. Okay, why we had involved R as in our curriculum. Okay, now the thing is installing R. How you are going to install the R? So for that, let me take you to the stuff. Okay, just hold on. Okay, here it is. So to download R, go to your browser page. There you can write Crane Studio. Okay. From this, Crane R Studio is that community which is offering R as open source. Clear? So you have to download R. It is the legal and a reliable website from where you can download R. Okay, so before you download, here you can see that R Studio, but before that you have to download first R, and after that you are supposed to download R Studio. Clear? So here, not Crane Studio, Crane download R. Okay, so here it is. So the very recent version of R is available, that is R 4.3.1. Okay, on clicking on that, you will be directed to the web page. Now, based on your OS, based on your operating system, you have to select the version of the R, okay? Because the version of R is different from our Windows operating system, as well as it is different for Mac, as well as it is different for Ubuntu or Unix or Linux. Clear? So, because my system is having Windows operating system, so I'm using the R version for Windows, as you can see. Clear? Based on your operating system, you are requested to download the R. Now, by clicking this, okay, it is getting downloaded. Okay, it is downloaded twice. Okay, leave it. Now, after downloading it, what you are supposed to do it, just open that file. Okay, and after opening it, because I had already installed R on my system, but being first user, being first, this is your very first time you are trying to download the R. So there is an option for installing R for the first time. So you have to click on it. Okay. After that only you can download R. As you can see that this option was not available to me. And the reason was I had already downloaded it. Okay. Now, after downloading the file, you are supposed to select the language. Okay. English, Portuguese, Spanish, and so on, whatever language you are comfortable with. Then click OK, click next. And after that, just make sure that you select default startup. Okay. And after selecting it, just click next, and finish the installation of R. Okay, now downloading this, what you will get is you will get the default interface of R. Okay, you will get all the packages, all the libraries which are available in R. via which you can use any of the stuff like functions, objects, data type. You can create your own variable and so on. Clear? Now, for proper interface or for more interactive interface, you are supposed to install RStudio. Okay, so steps for to download the RStudio are like, you have to go to the website posit.co. Okay, from there you can download RStudio. Because this is my desktop, so I had used RStudio desktop free. Now, based on your OS, just make sure that you are not downloading it for Windows. My OS is Windows, so I had download RStudio even for Windows. Clear? So based on your OS, keeping that in your mind, you have to download exactly that version of R and that version of RStudio also based on your OS. Okay. After that, just click next, then finish. Now R and RStudio has been installed on your computer. See, you cannot install RStudio first and then you are if you it's not like it's your wish. Okay, the very first thing, you have to download first R. After that you can download RStudio. Don't change the sequence. If you change the sequence, then there will be error occurred while you install R. Clear? So make sure that initially you are downloading R setup, REXE file. After that, you are downloading RStudio. Okay. Not only downloading, but for successful execution also. Okay. Installation. For at the time of installation, make sure R is installed first, then RStudio will be installed. Clear? Now, here we go with the very basic thing of any of the programming language, that is data type. Okay, hold on. Sorry, but why so? What you are talking about, my dear? Can you please write it so that I can answer? Okay, just type your text. I will answer it. Okay, now. Data types. Data types means what? Data types means that what type of data or what type of value will be held by any of the variable. Like, for example, in mathematics, there is an expression A is equal to 10. Okay, now what is 10? 10 is a value which is allocated to whom, which variable? That is A. In mathematics, there were technical term for A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Okay. Those technical terms there are also some technical term in IT for specifically for programming language. So here A is a variable, okay, which will hold a value 10. Now, 10 is what type of value? Although we know that it is a numeric value, but there are again two bifurcations in numeric. Okay, two bifurcations are a number can be a decimal number or it can be a non-decimal number. Decimal number means real numbers, okay, or integer numbers. Okay, now how you are going to justify that which type of number 10 is? Okay, because 10 can be considered as integer also as well as real number also. How? If 10 means 10.0, right? So programming languages differs with each of the change in programming language. There is a difference between how to treat any of the value. Clear? So here in R, we have these 5 data types: logical, numeric, integer, complex, and character. Okay. Logical data types means the variable will hold values like true, false. True means 0, false means, true means 1, false means 0. Clear? Numeric means decimal values, which are technically known as floating values or double values. Clear? Integer means non-decimal value. Okay. Numeric, you can think of numeric like real numbers. Okay. All the real numbers. Next is complex data type. Complex values are those which are containing iota, like 6 plus 2i. This is the expression of iota. So these numbers can also be used in our programming language, that is iota, complex number. And the last is character. Now, don't tell me you don't know about character. A, B, C, D, A to Z. uppercase as well as lowercase, as well as special symbols, all are characters. Every key on your keyboard is a character, and you can combine these characters, you can group these characters to form a string. Clear? So let me take you to the practical implementation of R. Just hold on. Okay, here it is. Is the screen is visible to everyone? I had already opened it, and the reason is okay. The reason is it will take time, it will consume time to open. Okay, so I had already opened the file. Okay, now if you view at this, you will see 4 bifurcations of on the RStudio. This is how RStudio looks like. Okay, now here this is the menu and some shortcuts. Okay, now coming to this white workspace, this is your work area, which is technically known as script area. Okay, here you will write your code in R. Fine. Now, this is not the code of R. Okay, I just write something randomly. Now, the thing is, this is known as R script work area. The window just below this R script area is known as console workspace. And on this console, what you will get, whatever you had code written in the R script, the output of that line, of that statement will be displayed to you in the console. Clear? Listen to me very carefully. This is R script work area. Okay, here you will type your programming code in R. Okay, whatever you had written over here, whatever code you are writing in R, you are supposed to get an output. You want output, of course. Yes. So when you execute the code written in the script area, that output will be displayed to you in this console area. Okay. And to know the version of your RStudio and R, you can see over here also. It's R 4.3.1. Clear? Okay. Now, next is this screen. This screen is known as environment screen. Okay. Here you will see whatever you had executed, whatever output you got on console based on R script. Okay. Those variables, objects, or anything which is holding something, variable again, you will see the which variable is holding what value. If you are executing something, there will be a brief introduction of that you can see over here. Like if I write a equal to 10, for example. Okay, now I am going to execute it. As you can see, a is equal to 10 has been executed. Now you want to see the output of a. I executed a only. Now the value of a is 10. Now in this environment screen, on this screen, you can see the value of a is 10 has been displayed. But this will display only when you are executing the statements. Okay. If you want to execute both these at a time, just select all the statements and click on run. Okay. The shortcut for run is Control Enter. Control key with enter key. Okay. And the last screen is plot screen. Okay. Where you will find your graphical representation, because right now we don't have any graphical representation code, so nothing will be displayed to you. Here you will find the by default when you installed R, whatever packages are available right now in the RStudio is available to you. This is a system library, and you can see that many of the packages you had been installed. Okay, and if you have a specific requirement, we can add on the package over here. Okay, so there are certain steps to add the package. Clear? So this is how RStudio looks like. Okay, so RStudio is having 4 screens. One is R script workspace. The next screen below, just below R script workspace area, is the console screen, where output will you will get the output on it, but you will get output not automatically. You have to press Control Enter. Okay, based on the execution of the statement, you in the environment area, you will see which variable is having what type of value. Okay. And in the plot and packages, you will find your graphical representation. Your graphs will be available on this, your bar graph, pie chart, and so on. Whatever graph you want, you can view it in the plot section. Okay. And in the packages section, you can get what system library you require. Clear? So this was a very brief introduction about R Studio. Now, talking about how to code in R programming. Hold on. Okay, how to remove the variables from the environment. If you want to remove it, see there is a broom. Okay. If I use it, yes, it has been cleared. Okay. Okay, anything else? How to read CSV file in R? Hold on, dear. First, you must know that what are variable, how to hold the value. We will come to this. Have patience, little patience. Okay. I will let you know how to read the file when there will be a unit about a data pre-processing or data processing. Okay. Just hold on. I will take you all to that thing also. No, please don't be confused. I'm just repeating some of the concepts of previous sessions only. Okay. Although there are many things new in this session. Okay. So don't be in dilemma that there is nothing new in the session. Okay. So this was all about the introductory part of R Studio. Now I'm going to take you all to the technical stuff of R programming language. Okay, so here it is. Now, starting with the assignment of value, as you all are aware of how to assign a value to a variable. Just use equal to. Okay, but in R, there is one more way via which you can assign a value, and that is using arrow operator. Okay, this victory sign and the subtraction sign. Okay. So A equal to 10. If I execute this, now the 10 is allotted to A. A is holding the value 10. And if I execute the next statement, that is B arrow 10, it is again the part of assignment. So assignment in R can be done using using two symbols. One of them is equal to symbol, which is resembling to the mathematical equal, okay, symbol. And in R, second way is using the arrow operator with subtraction. Generally, arrow operator combined, we call it arrow operator. Okay. Now, A is holding value 10 and B is holding value 20. I want to perform some operation known as addition of those A and B. So how will I get it? C arrow A plus B. Okay. Now, don't get confused. What is arrow? Arrow is the assignment. So whatever be the value is holded by A and B, that value will be added and will be given to the variable C. Okay. Now, the thing is, I'm not getting whatever I have written over here in this R script work area, that thing is getting same displayed on the console screen. I want to see the value of A. I want to see the value of B. I want to see the value of C. How can I do so? So just use either print statement, print function. Okay, this print is a function. Why function? See, what is this? This is the intelligence list. Okay. For example, you are not having any idea that how to write print, whether that print is in uppercase or lowercase or anything else is resembling with print statement or what. Okay. As you can see, there is a print.asis as is, print.by, print.condition, print.connection. Which one I want to use? I have multiple option for print only. Okay. So based on your requirement, I just want to print the value of A. So I had just used print. Clear? By default, parenthesis has displayed. Okay. These brackets you are viewing on the screen along with the print are known as parentheses. Okay. See, These are parentheses, technical term to the brackets, okay? These are curly brackets or curly braces. Many times they are also known as scope. It's not scoop, scope, okay? And the third one is square bracket, okay? Based on their utilities, their usage will be vary, okay? But whenever anyone tells you that this is function in any of the programming language, make sure that function always uses parentheses. Clear? So, I want to print the value of A, B, and C. This is how print statement can be written, okay? Now, I want to see the value of A. If I execute this statement, the value of A has been displayed as 10. Okay, I want to see the value of B. See, if you want to see any of the value, either you should write the print statement, or what I do is, I do just select that variable to see the value. Like I had just selected B, value has been displayed. If I select, even if you want, you can just write C. The value of C will be printed. And this is how there are three ways to see the value of any variable. Okay, either you can use print statement, or you can just select that variable to see the value, or just write the name of the variable and press Control Enter. You will get the value. These are the three ways you can see the value of any of the variable. Okay, clear? Now, coming to the data types of R variables, okay, the very first data type is Boolean variable. Boolean means that true or false. Clear? So, to write true and false in R, you have to write true and false in uppercase, that is in capital letter. Okay, capital letter technically are known as uppercase in technical languages. Okay, so to write true or false, you have to write them in uppercase. Now, I am giving this Boolean true value to variable A. Earlier, A was having value 10. Okay, now if I execute this statement, and if I want to see what is the value of A, now A is not anymore holding the value 10. Now A has a new value that is true. Okay, even if you see over here, see there is an updation of value in A. Clear? So what happened to the previous 10 value? It is just wiped off and new value is allotted to A. Clear? Yes, R is case sensitive. This is why there is every programming language is case sensitive. Keep this in mind. Some languages are strictly case sensitive and some have little bit flexibility, but still they are case sensitive. Okay. Now, coming back to the data types in R variable, now A is holding a value true, that is Boolean value. Now I want to see that what type of class A is having. The data type is logical. If you remember, logical data types are the one who contains true and false. And if I want to know which type of data type it is again the logical data type. Clear? Next, float variable. Float variable means what? Float variable means numeric or real numbers or values which are having decimal. Clear? So if I write x tends to 27, okay, this means that 27 is a number which is holded by x. Now, see, x is holding 27. Now, as you know that 27 is an integer value, right? If you see the class of x, you will get numeric, okay? And if I write type of x, you will get something else, that is double. Double means floating point. Clear? There, in our programming language, each of the data type is having their classes. Okay, and using those classes, you can convert one data type into another data type also. Okay. So classes are available, as well as what type of data type is that you can see via using type of function. So till now, you are aware of three functions. One of them is print function, second is class function, and the third one is type of function. If you can see, all these three functions are having parentheses with them. Okay. Now, for integer variable, because by default, what you had written 27, but you are not getting the integer value. By default, that value was, R was expecting, not expecting actually, R assumed that your integer value as real point or floating point number. So if you want to make understand R that you want to have integer value. So for that, you have to use L, capital uppercase L. Okay. So after writing this, you will get what? See, class change, integer, type is also integer. So integer is the data type, as well as integer is also the name of the class for the data type. Okay. Now floating variable, you all know by default whether here 27 was without decimal, but still it was assumed that it is numeric or floating value. Here also, if you write 12.6, it's fine. It is already a real number, decimal value. The class of Z is numeric, and the type of is again double. Clear? Okay. Next come character variable. Character variable are what? Single characters. Okay. A to Z, any of the special symbol. To write characters, you are supposed to use either single quotes or double quotes. Okay. Whether you are writing single quote or double quote, based on that, character is available. Data type used will be character. If I write in double quotes, if I write A and I want to see the class of that variable, okay, class has been displayed. Now, for complex variable, you know what is complex variable? These are same like your mathematical expressions having iotas. Okay. So 3 plus 2 I stands for iota. Okay. So these type of calculations can also be done in R. Okay. So I had just named a variable complex value and having a complex expression that is 3 plus 2y. Now, if you want to see the class, you can see it. See, class. This list is known as intelligence list. Okay. Whether it is a predefined word or the word is given by you, that is variable or identifier. Okay. Everything will be available in the intelligence list. If you had observed that complex value is my user given name, okay, that name was not available in the R programming package. Okay. But as I executed this statement, complex value tends to hold the value 3 plus 2 iota. After executing that, by default, complex value word variable is available in this intelligence list. Okay. See, there is nothing like complex value 1. Okay. I'm going to change it. Complex value 1. I had just changed the variable name. If I execute this, and again, I try to open the intelligence list. Now, this time you can see complex value 1. Okay. So this is how there is again the utilization of intelligence, artificial intelligence part. Okay. The machine, the interface is able to recognize that, realize that what you want. Okay. If you write just some of the words. Clear? So this is how the intelligence list looks like. And if you are not getting intelligence list in front of you, just type some of the words of that variable or anything. Just press control space and the intelligence list will be appeared in front of you. Okay. So to execute the statement in R, shortcut is control enter key. Okay. To see the intelligence list of anything, like if I'm writing randomly R, Okay. Even if I press Control Spacebar key, you will get everything. Okay. So this is how intelligence list has been appeared. Okay. So to get intelligence list, shortcut keys are Control plus Spacebar key. Clear? Now, these were the data types. Now, the next is data structure, which are more than a data type. Data type variable can hold single value with them. Okay. Again, I'm repeating it. Data type holds single value with them. But how about if I want to store multiple values within one variable? Okay. So here comes the utility of data structure. Okay. For example, I want to make a code for a class that where I am supposed to print the mark sheet of students. Clear? Now, each and every student of the class will have certain things in common, like roll number. Each student will have roll number. Each student will have his or her name. Each student will have some subjects. Okay. So likewise, with things which are common among multiple among multiple environment, so we can use data structures over there. Clear? Now, the very first data structure is string, which is the complicated version of character data type. In character data type was holding single value only in double quotes. Now, if you want that you are supposed to hold multiple characters with space bar, with dots, with special symbols, so you can use string. Okay. Here, my string variable name is name, and that name variable is containing my own name, that is Professor Toshi Dave. Clear? So now if I execute this, and you will see the class that is character. Clear? So the string is none, but the advanced version of character data type, which can accommodate more than one value. Here, name is containing 1, 2, and 3. Three group of characters, different group of characters is holded by the variable name. Now, this is what is known as data structure. Clear? Next data structure name is vector. Now, vector is what? Very first thing, vector is a one-dimensional data structure. Okay. It can store similar or homogeneous type of data element. Like if you want that your variable should contain only integer values, all the values will be integer only. And this facility will be provided by the data structure named vector. If you want that your vector variable should accommodate only character type of value, which is again known as strings, so your vector will be character vector. Okay. If you want your vector variable to hold multiple floating values or decimal values, then it will become numeric vector. Okay. But the thing is, it will call vector. So vector are one dimensional. Second thing, vector can store multiple values, but all those values should be of same data type. The collection must be homogeneous type. Clear? So here you can see that in ename is my string vector, which is going to store multiple characters in it. Okay. So to create a vector, you are supposed to use a function C. C means combine. C stands for combine or concate. Okay. So C is the function. This is the fourth function. Now you are aware of. Again, C is having parentheses. And in these parentheses, you can write as much characters as you want in double quotes separated by commas. Okay. So if I want to see what ename has, print ename. Now you can see that ABC, PQR, XYZ are available with ename. Clear? Any doubt? Next. Now, if I want, because vector is holding multiple values. Okay. Now, how to access a specific value? Okay. To access that specific value, you are having index number. In data structures, the thing is index number. Index number means what? Like in your books, there is a index number associated with each of the topic or each of the unit. Okay, what is that? Based on that number, you will find that content. Okay, based on that location, based on that place, you will find that content in that book. Okay, so here also index number are used because this ename vector is having three values: abc, pqr, and xyz. So the index number allocated to abc is 1, pqr is on second location, and xyz is on third location. So I want to access the employee name at second location. As you can see, PQR is on second location. So PQR has been printed. Now, the thing is a new type of bracket you are viewing over here. Okay. So earlier when you were using functions, you have to use parenthesis. Okay. But when you are supposed to access a specific location in any of the data structure, you have to use square brackets. See over here, I had written 2 in square bracket. These are the square brackets. Okay. So you have to give the place number. Okay. Clear? With vector and index number. Hold on. Let me check the chat. Please put codes in chart, ma'am. What is chart? I have no idea about chart, dear. Okay. One more thing, these PPT and this code will be available to you guys. So no need to type at your side. Okay. The code will be available to you. Clear? Don't worry. Repeat data structure definition, please. Of course, data structures are used. See, technically, the definition of data structure is to how memory will be allocated to the variable. Apart from that, memory allocation, apart from that, management of the memory, how many values that specific data structure is going to hold is also the concern with respect to data structure. Okay, basically this ABC, PQR, XYZ is your data and you are going to provide a memory structure to these variables. How much memory will be allocated to the vector and so on. Clear? Will the memory allocated to them will be continuous or non-continuous? Will the memory will be allocated dynamically or the memory will be statically allocated? This is what data structure deals with. Data structure technically deals with the memory allocation. Clear? Why memory allocation? Because in one variable, we are going to hold more than one value. Okay. So coming back to the vector. Now, this ename vector was a string type of or character type of vector. Okay. Now I want to create a numeric vector. Numeric means floating, okay, decimal value vector. So for that, I want a sequence which ranges between 11 to 30. So what I'm supposed to do is I have to write again C, because this is how we write, how we create vector. Okay. C 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on up to 30. Because I already know that I want to print a sequence. I want my data in sequence. So what I have done is R has provided a miscellaneous operator. This miscellaneous operator is known as colon. Have you ever write a time like 2:30? Okay, those two dots are technically called as colon. Clear? So here I had not written time 11:30. No, it is not time. It is the sequence of numbers starting from 11 and ends at 30. So if I execute this, see what number is num is having. Okay, you might not see the result. Now, is it visible to everyone now? 11 to 30, the complete sequence has been displayed to you guys. And this is how, if you want to print a sequence, you can use colon operator, which is a miscellaneous operator in our programming language. Okay. again. Okay. Dear, no need to write code in chat box. Okay. It will be available to you. Just focus on the code, what I'm saying, what I'm explaining, what is the output, and so on. Okay. Everything will be available to you guys. Okay. Stay focused. Now, next thing is, now we had created a numeric vector and the name of the vector variable is num, num, okay? Now, I want a specific piece of data from 11, that's the sequence was starting from 11 and ends at 30. So I want a specific piece from 11, in between 11 to 30. To get that piece of data, that is known as extraction or slicing of vector. Clear? So to slice a vector or to extract data from a vector, what you can do is, again, location. Remember, in data structure, multiple values are holded by the data structures. One of the data structure was vector, another, okay, not, we had not gone to another data structure. So in any of the data structure, based on their location, you can access the data values or elements. Clear? So here I want the value which is on second location, starting from second location and ends at sixth location. So 11 was on first location, 12 is on a second location, and likewise up to sixth location, I will get my data. So now you will ask me, ma'am, where is the data? So you have to print A. Okay. Whenever you want to see the value of any type of variable, whether it is a data type or data structure, you have to just click on you have just to select that variable and just do control enter. And the data will be available to you. Even if you don't see the screen on console, if you don't see, you can see that over here also. Okay, my variable name is A. As you can see that in A, new updation. Earlier, A was holding 10, then A hold true. Now, A is holding 2:6. That is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. This is what the slice is. Slicing of vector. Now, next come list. Second type of data structure. The very first one was vector, which was one-dimensional and containing homogeneous type of collection. Here in list, we can have homogeneous as well as heterogeneous type of elements. Okay, homogeneous means similar, heterogeneous means dissimilar type of elements collection is known as list. Okay, so whenever you are about to create a list, so the syntax goes like, you have in vector you were using C function, right? While creating list, you have to use list function. Now list one is holding similar type of data. All data is of numeric type. Okay, I had not put capital L. If I put capital L, this means integer type of list will be created. Clear? But by default, it is numeric, floating point, or decimal values. Okay. Now in list 2 is having dissimilar elements. Ranjit, again string. 38, again numeric. True, Boolean value, logical value. So likewise, if you want to create either homogeneous or heterogeneous elements collection, you can use list. But if you wish that this type of heterogeneous collection should also be available in the vector, it is not possible. You will get an error. Clear? And that error will be showed to you like, okay, here I'm going to change a thing. I had written 12 over here. Okay. Now, if you see this, now it is not anymore vector. Okay. So don't make it complicated. Specifically for vector, if you are changing over there, now that is not vector anymore. It will become a data frame, which is the next part which is one of the data structure. Clear? Hold on. I will take you to data frames also. Now, okay, clear? So list 1 is having similar data types and list 2 is having heterogeneous data type. Okay, list of 4, list of 3 elements. Clear? Now, Next type of data structure is matrix. Okay, now again, earlier, okay, I had not shown you list one elements and list two, how list one will appear and how list two will appear. So this is how appearance of list is. Earlier, vector were arranged column wise, but lists are arranged row wise. Okay, but both are one dimensional, list as well as vector, both are 1D, one dimensional. So if you want to arrange your data in two dimension, that is in row and column format, so you have to use a new variety, a new data structure, that is matrix. Clear? Which will allow to arrange your data in two dimension, which will allow to arrange your data in row and columns terms. Okay. So to create a matrix, you have to use a new function again. Likewise, to create a list, you were using list function. So to create a matrix, you have to use matrix function. Okay. Now, what I am doing over here, just view it. This is how the data has been arranged. Okay. Now, let me take you to the syntax of matrix function. Matrix is the name of function. It is having parenthesis. Okay. Now, whenever you are writing something in the function, those things are known as parameters. Okay. Technical word is parameter or arguments. This is not your English argument meaning. Okay. Argument means whatever values you are trying to pass along with the function name, those values are known as parameters. Okay. So here you can see that I have written 1:6. This means that I want a sequence of 1 to 6. Okay. I also want a parameter for n row, means how many rows I want, number of rows. So I want 2 rows. Data should be arranged in 2 rows because matrix is 2-dimensional. I want number of columns 3. That is, there will be 2 rows and 3 columns. Do you want to arrange your data row-wise or column-wise? Okay, based on that, the value of by row parameter will be true and false. Okay, so let me show now. As you can see, there are 2 rows. This is the first row and this is the second row. And these are columns. Okay, columns are not getting selected. Come. Okay, 1 and 4 are in column 1, 2 and 5 are in column 2, and 3 and 6 are column 3rd. Clear? So this is how two-dimensional stuff looks like. Okay. Now, because I asked for a sequence of 1 to 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has been displayed based on the number of rows, number of column. Now, if I put by row as false, intelligence list, okay? So what will happen? See, there is no change. Okay, there is a change. If you see in the print, earlier 4 was on, earlier things were printing in horizontal wise. This time things are printing on the column basis. Clear? So there is a change in the arrangement of data. If you see, although the data is arranged in same number of rows and column, that is 2:3, 2 by 3. But the thing is, earlier 1, 2, 3 were in the rows. Now 1 and 2 are in the column, 3 and 4 are in the next column, and 5 and 6 are in the next column, 3rd column. Clear? So you can decide in which pattern you want to get your matrix. Clear? Now, I want to get a slice of matrix. I want a specific, like I want a value which is at some location. Again, to get the location of any of the data structure, remember you have to use square brackets. Okay, so again, I want element print M1 square bracket 2 comma 3. This means very first one is the row and the third one is the column. Okay. Matrix variable name, mention the row, then separate column separated by comma. Okay. So 2 comma 3 means what? In second row, third column. Listen to me again carefully. I want the element which is in second row and having holding the column third. So if I print it, I got 6. In second row, first column, you will get 2. Okay, because your matrix is C. Second row and first column, because now your matrix has been updated. Your previous matrix was this, but your new matrix is this. So based on the new updated stuff, based on the new updated value, the new operation will be performed. Okay, now if you want that I want from here 2:1, that is I want 4. So you have to put true over here. After that you have to execute, and then you will, if you execute print m1 2 by 1, you will get 4. Okay, so make sure that what new updated value has been given. Now the value of A also has been updated. So previous stand true has been wiped off. Now if you ask that ma'am that I want that A which is holding value 10, which is not possible for me. Again, I have to wipe off the previous value and just allot a new value to A, that is 10. Clear? So don't get confused with that. Next comes array. List and vector both were one-dimensional. Okay. Vector was containing homogeneous or similar type of elements. List is capable of holding heterogeneous types collection or dissimilar elements. Okay, but the thing is both are one-dimensional. Now, in case of two-dimensional, the very first you have learned is matrix, which can arrange your data in rows and columns format, but all those rows and columns should have homogeneous collection. Clear? Now I want again a two-dimensional homogeneous collection using array. Clear? So again, because we are talking about homogeneous collection, so we have to use vector keyword. Because homogeneous collection, array is just the advanced version of vector. Clear? Now, again, it is two-dimensional. Now, it is not only two-dimensional, array is greater than two-dimensional. It can provide you more than two dimension, that is 3 dimensions, starting with third dimension, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and whatnot. Although with our bare eyes, we can't see the third dimension and so on. Okay, have you ever seen any of the 3D movies, 3-dimension movies? What does that 3D movies or 3-dimensional movie means? With our eyes, we can see only 2 dimensions. But to view more dimensions, we require specific type of devices. And this is why while watching 3D movies, you are supposed to wear a variety type of goggles or glasses. Clear? So here also, matrix was having two-dimensional data arrangement of homogeneous type. Array can have homogeneous type of collection, but that collection will be arranged in more than 2 dimension. Okay, and if you ask, it can also do the 2-dimensional arrangement for you. But if we are having already matrix, then why bother with array? Okay, so to create array, you have to use array function. In vector, you have to use C function again. So within array, you are using array is already a function. With this function, you are having just another vector function, that is C, concate or combine. Okay, function within function is known as nesting of function. Listen to me carefully. Function within function is known as nesting of function. Okay, here we have C function within array function. So again, this process is known as nesting of function. Clear? Now here I want a sequence of 1 to 12. Okay, and I want dimensions. Okay, DIM stands for dimension. I'm trying to give dimensions to array data structure where there should be 2 rows, 3 column, and total 2 matrices will be created. Again, listen to me. An array can create more than 2 dimensions, but if you want, it can create more 2 dimensions also. Clear? So here the dimensions are specified by the user. In how many metrics you want, okay? In those metrics, how you want your data to be arranged. That is how many rows you want and how many columns you want. That same number of rows and columns will be displayed to you. Like for example, I am going to create two different metrics having 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so based on that, I have provided a series of 1 to 12 sequence. Clear? So if I execute this, see, 2 matrix has been created. This is the very first matrix having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the second matrix. So number of matrix over here are 2. Both the matrix are having number of rows 2 and both are having 3 number of columns. So here is the syntax of array data structure. Clear? Any doubt you can ask. Okay, let me see the chat. Yes. No, there is a difference in index number. Keep this in mind. Okay. In some, index numbers are starting with 1 and in some, index numbers are starting with 1. Okay. So you have to keep this in mind that index number are getting varied, but with most of the data structure, index number is 1. Okay. So even in list, you can see that the index number is 1 only. Clear? Now, but if you ask me, in C, C++, even in Java, as well as in Python, when we talk about array, that array is different from the R programming's array. Okay, that array is one-dimensional only, and that array can hold only homogeneous elements only. Clear? Talking about C, C++, and Java type of languages. Okay, but in R, here our array is a data structure. Array is in very much advanced form. Clear? Now, the next data structure is data frame. Now, here it has been arrived. Okay. Now, to create a data frame, how to create a data frame? The very first thing. Okay. To create a data frame, you have to write data dot frame function. The name of the function is frame. Okay. And data is the name of object. Clear? Object dot function name. This is how object-oriented programming works. Okay, what is object? Object is something which have certain properties. Okay. So data dot frame will be used to create a format. And here, what we are trying to do is, here we have a heterogeneous type of collection of vectors. Okay. Name will have vector with character vector. Okay. Age is a numeric vector and vote is logical vector. Now this is a heterogeneous collection. So data frame can hold heterogeneous collection. Okay. Now array was not able to have heterogeneous collection, although it can arrange data in more than 2 dimensions. Fine. Now, if you see this, the data will be arranged in row and columns. Okay. So data frame 1. Now, can you see? Name, age, vote. These are the name of columns, and 1, 2, 3 are the row numbers. Clear? So, if I want to view all the values of column age, I have to write data frame name followed by dollar symbol and the name of the vector. Clear? So for age, I have to write data frame $1 age. And in this way, I can fetch the age. Okay. Age is over here, 32, 25, 27. The vector has been displayed to me. Okay. So what is data frame? It is the collection of vectors. Okay. It is a heterogeneous collection and it has ability to arrange data in rows and columns form. Clear? Now, let's have some adventure with data frame. Okay. I want to add a new column to previous data frame 1. This was my data frame 1. This data frame 1 is having name, age, vote. Now I want to add a new column in this data frame 1, and that column name is city. Okay, so again, to create city, I have to write data frame $1 city. Now here, location will not work. There is no such index number. What you have to use is you have to search based on column names, and the names are already provided. Clear? So I want to add a column name city. So this is how I can add it. Okay. Now if I execute this, earlier data frame 1 was not having city, but now if I see data frame 1, you will find name, age, vote, and city. Clear? So this is how you can add a column in data frame. Now, again, I am adding some new value. I am creating a new data frame, that is data frame 2. Okay. And also I had add name, age, vote in that data frame 2. Clear? Now, what I want to do is I want to combine both the data frames. Okay. Data frame 1 is having certain values. Data frame 2 is having certain values. I want to combine all those values. Clear? So how to do it? Just create two different databases, data frames. Okay. Now, if I see data frame 2, it has been created. Now I want to combine them. So to combine data frames, okay. The thing is, I got an error. Now, just view at the error. What is that error? Error in rbind. See, to combine the data frames, you have to use rbind. That is, you are binding via row. Okay, rbind. I want to combine first data frame 1 will be displayed, then data frame 2 will be displayed. Okay. Now, the thing is, what is the error speaking? Error in rbind, number of columns of argument do not match. Now, what does that mean? In data frame 1, we were having 3 columns. That is name, age, vote, and city. But in data frame 2, we are having only 3 columns. We had missed the city column. So we have to add the city. Clear? Any of the city? Okay. Now, this is how things will work. Again, we have to execute again data frame 2. Okay. Because we are going to combine both the data frames. Now city has also been associated. Now if I bind, did you saw any error? Okay. So you must be able to interpret where you have missed. Okay. Now if I print the combine, see, data frame 1 is displayed first and then data frame 2 has been displayed. And this is how we can combine both the data frames. Let me check the chat. Yes, and this is why the error was occurred. Okay, you must be able to realize that where you have done wrong in the code. Okay. Now, if you remember when there was an error, in fact, unless and until okay, you had not seen yet that thing. Did you saw something on the screen? These are the error indicators. Okay, and why this, if you see this symbol, okay, this means that you had a syntax error. Clear? So what I have done is I had just deleted a parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Okay, this is why the error occurred. So whenever you type something wrong, you will see these endangered symbols. Okay. Even if there is no pressure, you can put that closing parenthesis over here also. It's fine. Clear? But for good look of your program, for very clear understanding of the logic, you should put it on the same statement only. Okay. Now, next comes, again, we are going to create a new data frame. Okay, that is data frame 3, which is having department vector, IT, EC, EE, and ME. Okay. Now I want to combine this new data frame 3 with that combined data frame. In that combined data frame, I had already name, age, vote, and city. Clear? So what I'm trying to add a new column basically. Okay, earlier there were 4 column, name, age, vote, and city. Now I'm trying to add a new department, new column, that is department. And for all these 4 values, I had added already 4 values. Clear? So there is no mismatch in the total number of values. Now to bind that, what I'm doing? C bind. Earlier, to combine the data frame, there was R bind. R means you were binding via row. Now you are going to bind via C. C means column. Okay. So here we are going to combine. Again, data frame. Okay. I had not executed data frame 3. Okay. It has been combined. Now you can see that in combine 2, we had got 4 columns. Let me check the chat. I thought second or third heterogeneous array. See, each and every language is very unique with their implementations. Okay, we can't compare two programming language because each and every programming language is having their own features. Okay, although Python is also used for machine learning algorithm, but Python is not good for statistical computings. For statistical description of data, you can't use Python. Although Python has a very good visual representation of data. It is having Seaborn, it is having Matplot library, it is having TensorFlow, it is having Scikit, it is having everything that our programming language is not having. But the thing is, if you want to deal with the statistics part, Python is the wrong choice and R is the best choice. But talking specifically about machine learning algorithm, you have to go with Python. Clear? So you can't compare two languages based on your necessity, based on your requirements. You have to decide which language you are comfortable with. Clear? Now, next is, okay. Okay, we are done with the data frames using we had combined the data frames via row, as well as we had already add a new column to the combined data frames. Clear? Now, next is, again I'm creating a data frame named C. Let's have a look how it looks like. Okay, this is how it will look. Vectors, multiple vectors are arranged over here. If you see in this data frame, the C function, that is combined function, is what? This is vector. Okay, so in this data frame, I'm having multiple vectors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have total 4 vectors. Okay, now to all these vectors, I want to assign name to their columns. Okay, so to assign the name, we have to use names, name of the data frame. Names is the name of the function. Okay, names, name of the data frame, and you want to give name to what? To the column. So column 1 will get the name C1, column 2 will have C2, C3, and C4. Let's have a view on it. Okay, now if I print DF, understood? What you have done, C1, C2, C3, C4 are the names of the column or headings. You had provided headings to the column. Okay. Now, you want to access a specific value. Again, location will work. Okay. 3, 2 means third row, second column. And in third row, where is the third row? This is the third row. In third row, second column is 130. So 3, 2. Based on that location, value has been displayed. Clear? Next is data frame blank, 3. Okay. Whenever we work with 2 dimension, just keep this in your mind that in square bracket, the first place is place for row, and this after comma, the second place has been put for the column. Clear? So here, if you see earlier, there was 3, 2. 3 was the row number, third row, and 2 was the column number. Clear? Now, what if I don't provide the row number? This means all the row. Okay, all the row will be fetched based on column number 3. Clear? So if you see, all the rows of third column, that is 280, 285 and 290 has been fetched from the data frame. Again, I am repeating it. Whenever you do not mention row, okay, from which row you want to fetch, that space has you had put that space blank. This means that all the rows will be fetched from it. But you want all the rows with column third. So all the rows with third column is this. So all the values has been printed. Likewise, you can also have a blank column. Like I want second row and blank column. So all the columns of second row will be displayed. Okay. Second column, second row with all columns has been displayed. Clear? If something is blank, this means that you want each and everything from that row or column. Okay. Now, next come DF. Again, see, you want a series that is 2:3, blank column. Okay. 2:3 means what? From second position to third position. Remember, sequence colon is used. Okay. So from second element to third element, you want to fetch, okay, all columns. So you will get second and third complete row because C2:3 has been placed in row place and columns were blank. So all the columns has been fetched. But all the rows has not been fetched, but row number 2 and row number 3 has been fetched. Clear? If you see, second and third rows has been fetched. Now, next is C1, 3, C2, 4. This means you want row number 1 and row number 3. And in column, you want second column and fourth column. Let me show you the data frame again. Okay. Now, in this data frame, in DF data frame, I want row number 1, that is 30, 110, 280 and 332. And third row, that is 50, 130, 290 and 391. Okay. First and third row will be extracted. But in first and third row, I want second and fourth column. That is C2 and C4. So 110, 332, 130 and 391 will be fetched. Okay. Am I clear? What is meant by which symbol or which statement? Am I clear now? Okay. So you can extract or you can slice data frame, you can slice array, you can slice matrix, you can slice vector, you can slice list based on the location you want to access. Okay. Now, next, these were the data types we had come across. These are the operators. Okay, now what is operator? Whenever you want to perform any of the mathematical calculation on any of the variables, okay, so for that you will require operator like plus. When you are doing addition, addition is a operator, plus is the operator, okay. And whenever you write c equal to a plus b, plus is the operator, a and b are operands, and c is also an operand because c is having the final value, which is the addition of both the values. Clear? So we in R we have five categories of operators. First category is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators comprises of plus, minus, multiply, divide, modulus. Okay. Next is assignment operator. For assignment, we have equal to and arrow operator. Also, we can use plus equal to, minus equal to, multiply equal to, division equal to, and modulus equal to. Logical operator can work on more than one as well as more than one condition, or it can also work on elements. Okay, I will show you how. But logical operators are basically three: logical and, logical or, logical not. Okay. The practical implementation of operators will be provided to you in the next session, okay? Because after 5 minutes with the same ID, some other course will be started. So I have to stop right now, okay? We will continue with operators in the next session, okay? And don't worry, these slides and the code will be available to you. So hold on. Okay. Let me share you my feedback form link and kindly fill it. Okay. That I'm sharing you all the feedback link. Okay. Your course code is OMBAIML 306, and if you are from business analytics specialization, your course code is OMBBA 306, and the course name is R Programming for Data Pre-Processing and Visualization, Data Analytics and Visualization. Okay, so kindly select the same course code and title. Generally, the duration of the class is 1 hour only, but it is not sufficient time for us. Okay, so I just extend your class. Okay. If you are going to create your WhatsApp group, please do not include me because it will be very hectic for me to tackle on my personal number.